Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a drugstore how-to on baking, contouring, highlighting, blush with powder products, and how to do a full be glam using all those methods but purchasing just drugstore products. And just remember that makeup is totally up to you. There's some people that use completely different techniques. It's all up to you. You have to play around. You have to figure out what's good for you. This is just what works for me and what I love. If it doesn't work for you, then that's totally fine. I want you to find what works for you. I want you to feel the most confident you could possibly feel, and that's the only reason why I'm doing this. Without further ado, let's just get into the video. Okay, so we're gonna zoom in a little bit just so we can see everything. Look at those bags underneath my eyes. Goodness gracious. First thing we want to do when highlighting, concealing, baking is to conceal underneath the eyes. We're going to use a concealer that's at least 2 shades lighter than our foundation. So this is my current foundation. I'm going to go in with the NYX HD concealer, and this is in the shade CW04 Beige. So I'm going to take that underneath my eyes where there's darkness. So I'm going to take it from the inner corner of my eye, bring it down, inner corner to outer corner as well. And then I'm going to take a couple lines here as well, just because we want to highlight this entire area underneath the eye. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So that looks lovely. So then I'm going to take it and I'm going to highlight the face. This is just highlighting the high points of the face. So the chin right here, underneath the nose, the bridge of the nose, and then right here on the forehead as well. It's important to blend that all in evenly, so I am going to take my L'Oreal sponge. I think it's super important, at least for the finish of my own makeup, to go in with a damp beauty sponge. It just gives me a way better finish than a dry beauty sponge or any kind of brush. It presses the concealer into the skin. A brush would just kind of spread it across the face in areas. This also picks up any excess product that you put down. So I'm just going to take that and bounce that on the places that I've placed the concealer. And I'm going to make sure and take this from where I've placed it underneath the eye all the way to the outer part of my face, just so that there isn't a harsh line underneath my eye to my temple in that area, because if it's light right here and then dark right there, it's a dead giveaway that you've put a lot of product on your face. I did also use this concealer to prime my eyelids before I did my eyeshadow today. So next we're going to get into baking. So baking essentially is taking a loose pressed powder and putting it on top of the concealer, all the places that you've put it, to literally lock in the heat and your body temperature and bake the product onto your face. That means it's locked and loaded all day. It's not going to go anywhere. It's the perfect solution for a concert, a festival, pictures, just anything that you need to be gone and ready all day for, and you need your makeup to last. So my go-to drugstore powder is the Rimmel London Match Perfection Silky Loose Face Powder, and I'm pretty sure this has a shade too. It is in 001 Transparent. This powder does not have a flashback, so that is what's most important to me with my powders. I do not want a white cast underneath my eyes in pictures, so this is my favorite. It kind of has a pink tint to it. I'm going to take my damp beauty blender and I'm going to tap it in the product. I'm actually going to get a lot of product up, and I'm going to go right where I place the concealer underneath my eye and just press that underneath. Just like that. The first time you do it, it's going to feel heavy, it's going to feel weird. It's gonna feel like, honestly, you have like baking powder underneath your eyes. That looks so funny. Okay, you can also choose if there's areas where you find a lot of fallout on your face, on your foundation, no matter what foundation you use throughout the day, then you can bake those areas as well. Like for me, I get a lot of fallout around my mouth, so I can take this and just bounce it around. You don't necessarily need a lot of product for these areas, but some people bake their smile lines because I look hilarious because their smile lines show out throughout the day and their foundation seeps into it. So a good technique for that is to puff your upper lip up like this and then place the product on the lines. I'm sorry, I can't get over how I look. But we're just gonna let that sit and we're gonna go in and set the rest of the face. Obviously I already have all my foundation on and have my eyes done. So to set the rest of the face, I'm gonna use a pressed powder. I'm gonna go in with the Rimmel Stay Matte powder, and this is in the shade 005 Silky Beige. I'm gonna take my Real Techniques buffing brush, swirl that in the product, tap out the excess, and just press that into my face. Also, I want to apologize for my eyebrows because I'm letting them grow out. I'm going on a big trip in like 27 days, and I'm letting them grow out so I can get them perfect like right before I go. So sorry they look like doo-doo. That's okay though. They'll look good soon. So I'm going to keep letting this sit. I'm going to go in with my contour shade right now. I'm going to go in with the NYX Highlight and Contour Pro Kit. This thing is sad. I'm going to go in with this shade right here, and I'm going to take a Real Techniques contour brush, and I'm just going to dip that both sides. I'm going to dip my brush because I'm going to be brushing it back and forth. My technique is to go from the upper part of my ear down to the end of my eyebrow, and I'm gonna do it in a straight line. I'm not gonna curve it, I'm not gonna do anything crazy. I'm just gonna do a straight line from here to here. I find it a lot easier to go like with your cheeks because then you see your cheekbone and you see the line that you are going to be emphasizing. So that's what I am going to do. That is pigmented. Oh wow, it looks a lot more pigmented on camera than it actually is. But I'll go in and buff that out. Doing this, literally people will come up to you and ask you how you've lost weight in your face. It just gives a very crazy illusion that you have been in the gym working out. But I also like to contour the forehead because as soon as you bring this up, you bring this area up, it draws a little bit more attention, especially when I have my hair in a bun or something, to the forehead. So I'm just going to dip back into that contour shade. I'm going to dip into that contour shade, and I'm going to go up here and just darken my hairline. So I usually bronze around my temples, but with contouring, when you take down the contour right here, it brings your face back in. So what we're doing with contouring is lifting it up, and when you put a contour shade right on your temple, it will bring it in more. So this is still lifting it out, so we're just going to keep it on the cheekbones and the temples. I'm also going to take this across my jawline. Just emphasize that so my neck looks smaller. There's about 10 of them down there. Or chin. Chin. Yeah, chin. Okay, nose contour. This is your girl's favorite. Okay, to nose contour. Why do I keep saying contour? To nose contour. Contour. I'm going to use this big flat shader brush. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be for the eyelids, but this is how the brush actually looks. And I'm going to go in with that same shade with a very light hand. Very light hand. Because this is very pigmented. And I am going to just take it from the top of my eyebrow down to the bottom of my nose on that side. I'm just following the two lines on the bridge. So I'm going to do that on this side as well. Watch, this is pigmented. And then I'm going to take it straight across as well. So a good tip for if you contour too hard or you get the product too dark is to go back in with the brush that you used for your face powder with a little bit of face powder on it and just blend it out. So I'm actually going to wipe away the bake now. I'm going to take the Real Techniques powder brush and just take that underneath my eye where the powder is and sweep it off. Sweep it off. This powder just performs like a high-end powder. It makes the under eye look so silky smooth. It's amazing. If you want to go in and warm up the face with bronzer after that, then go ahead, but I'm just going to go straight in with blush that has hair all over it. I'm going to go in with the LA Girl Just Blushing Blush in Just Playful, and I am going to tap my blush brush into that, which I don't have over here. I'm going to go in with my Real Techniques blush brush and just tap that in and tap off the excess. And I'm going to take that on the apples of my cheeks, but instead of going directly on the apples of my cheeks, I'm going to shift back a little so that when you look at me, when you see my face, it's not, your attention isn't focused directly on the center of my face. I want the attention and the light to hit right back here. So I'm going to take it not here, but right here, and just work that from the ends of the apples to the back. And that is going to just blend in with the contour as well. You don't have to keep them separate. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to go to the apple, scoot it back to the edge of the apple of the cheek, and just work that in. Okay, for highlighter, there's a lot of different techniques for highlighting, especially when you're doing a full beat contour and highlight. So I'm going to go in with the Wet n Wild MegaGlow highlighter in 321B Precious Pearls. This is my holy grail. So I'm going to take my Morphe R36 and I'm going to go in with one side of that and just swirl it around. Not too much at all, just the tip of it. Just the tip of it. God. Okay, so also with highlight, I've been liking putting highlight on my cheeks. That's a tip that I got from Jaclyn Hill, because then when I smile, light is going right there on my cheeks. So I'm just gonna dust a little bit of that on the apples of my cheeks. As you see, it picks up a little bit of texture, which is, if you have a lot of texture right there, I wouldn't recommend this, but it's just something I've been enjoying lately. So I'm going to do this on this side as well. And then I'm going to take it to highlight the top of my cheekbone right here. So I'm going to take it from the top of my temple just down to the corner of my eye. I'm not going to take it underneath the eye. I'm also going to highlight the tip of my nose. If you don't like your nose and you don't want to bring attention to it, you don't have to do this tip. I just like doing this. I love the tip of my nose. I love that highlighted part of my face. I'm also going to take it on the bridge of my nose as well. And if you want to lift your eyebrows up, then take highlighter and just put it a little bit above on your forehead, right above your eyebrow. Okay, my favorite part of highlighting is the little details, so I'm going to take this with a little detailer brush and pack it on there, and then I'm going to go underneath my eyebrow and I'm going to start from the center and just work this product to the edge. And then I'm going to go to the inner corner of my eyes. I'm going to take it right here where my shadow ends and just pack that on a little bit. It's just going to pick up light when I turn. It's not going to be super, super bright or anything like that. But then I'm going to take it and just kind of carve out my tear duct. I'm going to go from where the shadow ends right here and just highlight this little area right here. And it just gives a little subtle glow right there. It's not going to just blind you when you look at it, but it picks up light, makes your eyes pop just a little bit extra. Okay, so that is going to wrap up today's video. I hope you enjoyed learning how I do my drugstore highlight, contour, blush, powder duo. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button. Give this video a big thumbs up and comment, share, do what you do, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys. Runaway child, that's who I am. This shit is gross.
She a fashion killer, and I'm a trendy baby.